Success is not an overnight transformation. बहुत सारे challenges, setbacks, difficulties का सामना करने के बाद एक इंसान अपने goals की तरफ पहुंचता है. Today I have someone with me जिनकी story कुछ ऐसी ही है, जिन्होंने अपने challenges को भी face किया, लेकिन उसके बावजूद वो बहुत ही ज़्यादा motivated रही. It's time to introduce Anushka Kulkarni. Hi Anushka, how are you?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Anushka, you are very motivated and I'm sure you've done so well. Your parents would be so proud. Tell me something about your family and friends.
My family and friends were very supportive throughout the whole journey. They didn't pressure me into any career. This is my choice. Like medicine and engineering are usually two streams that parents try to pressure their children into, but this is not the case in my situation. My parents were supportive of every choice that I made, and even though my mom lives in Bombay with my maternal grandparents, she keeps coming back and forth. So she keeps traveling so that she can be with me for the important moments, and she doesn't miss out on any critical aspect of that, or times when I need her, she's always there. And my dad and my paternal grandparents, I live with them, and they've been a constant support throughout this whole endeavor.
Wow, that's wonderful. In fact, I want to know कि when you decided that medicine is your thing, so Aakash BYJU'S कैसे उस picture में fit हुआ?
I'd heard a lot about their test series and how it boosts up a student's confidence. I knew I wanted it for that, as well as the modules. The packages that they give are really good, really well written, and all the questions are covered. I don't think there was any question even in the actual NEET exam that came from out. So it was very comprehensive. It was a decision because Aakash offered everything that I needed. I needed the tests and I needed the books, and it had both.
Great. In fact, ऐसा बोला जाता है कि when you've decided a plan, right, and then you want to achieve it, so उसमें बहुत सारी difficulties और setbacks, challenges भी होते हैं. Do you remember any time, because हम सिर्फ अच्छी बातों के बारे में बात करते हैं. We always talk about winning, but every student goes through a difficult phase also. आपकी life में ऐसा कभी कुछ हुआ?
Yeah, one day before the intensive test series started, मुझे बहुत बुरा लगा because मैं घर पे भी practice test ले रही थी और उसमें मुझे हार्डली 550 के आसपास मिल रहा था, और वो एक महीने से उतना ही वहीं पे अटका हुआ था. सो आई डिडंट नो व्हाट टू डू. सो एट दैट पॉइंट आई वाज वेरी डाउन. दैट वाज वन ऑफ द लोएस्ट आई हैड रीच्ड, एंड आई वाज एक्चुअली थिंकिंग ऑफ जस्ट गिविंग अप मेडिसिन एंड गोइंग इनटू सम अदर स्ट्रीम. Then I realized, and my friends helped me realize, that medicine was what was it for me, and they convinced me that I really, there was nothing to lose if I give my best. I can't explain it very well, but my friends pulled me out of that funk, and even my family was there to support, and whenever I asked for advice, they were there to guide me.
Oh, wow, so friends came to the rescue, right?
Yes.
So in fact, parents हो गए, friends हो गए, और right mentor का combination हो गया, और खुद का भी confidence हो गया, so you did extremely well. But अब टाइम आता है कि बाकी के जितने भी नीट एस्पिरेंट्स आपको सुन रहे हैं, दे वुड वांट दैट मोटिवेशन एंड दैट अपलिफ्टमेंट, तो उनको क्या एडवाइस और सजेशन दिया जाएगा?
माय एडवाइस वुड बी टू स्टडी हाउ यू कैन, क्योंकि बोला जाता है इफ यू डोंट स्टडी फॉर 12 आवर्स देन यू वोंट गेट नीट, यू वोंट बी एबल टू क्रैक इट. देयर इज नथिंग लाइक दैट. आई एम वन ऑफ द पीपल हु कांट स्टडी फॉर टू लॉन्ग बिकॉज आई गेट इरिटेटेड. So whatever you do, how much ever you study properly, like focus. It's okay if you take breaks in between. I took a lot of breaks, and there's actually help. Because of that, I was able to focus on what I was doing, and once I did it, I understood it. So I actually liked what I was doing because I was in the correct mindset to study. So it doesn't matter how long you study, it matters what you actually understand out of it.
So you mentioned breaks.
Yes.
So what do what is your thing? Like when you want to take breaks, when you're not studying, what's your plan like? कि मैं leisure और entertainment के लिए ये करना पसंद करती हूँ.
I used to go for walks with my friends, or I used to watch TV.
So in fact, it's said usually कि जब आप अपने success के या goals की तरफ आगे बढ़ रहे होते हो, तो उस time पे बहुत सारी problems के साथ साथ confusion भी होती है. Did you ever go through that phase जहाँ पे आप confused थे, or is the goal very clear in your head कि अभी मैंने clear कर लिया है अपना exam, now this is what I want to achieve?
Only at the beginning of 11th I wasn't sure if I wanted medical or engineering, but I think once I took both maths and bio, and then as and when I studied both subjects I realized it was bio only for me, and after that I haven't wavered.
And what are your future plans? I must, ask this question. Have you decided, or do you want to just go with the flow?
I have decided that I want to go into surgery, but it's too premature to determine what else I want to do after that.
Anushka, breather is equally important. So when you're not studying, what do you like to do apart from studies and thinking about your goals and dreams?
I like watching TV. One of the shows that I watched during my journey was Grey's Anatomy. Before watching that show, I mean, I was fine. Okay, medicine कर रहे हैं, ठीक है, ठीक ही होगा. I'll have a good life. But after watching it, I was actually excited about becoming a doctor. I mean, I know it's not realistic, whatever they show, that it's all very hyped up, but somewhere something clicked in me, and I knew, okay, I would really want to be a doctor. That enthusiasm, that spark that was lacking, it came from Grey's Anatomy. I mean, that show is brilliant. It's very good for relaxing. Even if you don't want to become a doctor, I mean, it's still pretty inspiring just watching the show. I really like most of the characters, actually.
What's your favorite character? Actually, who's your favorite character?
That's actually pretty difficult to answer. But I like the way Alex Karev grew into his role. Earlier he was I wouldn't say he was well liked, but later as he matured throughout the show, you can't even notice like when you begin liking him. And there's another, Dr. Christina Yang. So she was very focused on what she wanted, and she knew exactly what she needed to get it done. And that's nice to see. It's nice to see someone so focused, so determined. And she was actually pretty cool as well. I'm not gonna.
So what's your lesson from Grey's Anatomy, if I may ask?
Don't do medicine because you want it for the money or for the fame. Do it because you actually want to help someone. Do it because you actually care about what a person is going through and you want to relieve that suffering in any way.
So recreational activities, leisure activities can also introduce you back to your dreams again, right? Because you again went back to your goal and you started thinking about your goals again, right?
Yes, it can actually, it can fill you with the sense of purpose in a way that if I hadn't watched it, I would have pursued medicine, but I wouldn't have been really excited about it the way I am now.
Anushka, what is the role of teachers and faculties जो आपके इस goal को अपना goal समझकर they want you to like do well in life?
There was an incident. After my board exams, I went to Bombay to meet my mom and my maternal grandparents. So during that time, there was a test series going on from Aakash. I think it was some mock test series. There were 5-6 of them. So since I wasn't in Goa, I wasn't able to attend it from the Goa branch. So my teachers were getting very worried, and they were all thinking, this I found out actually later on. They were all wondering how am I going to catch up? How am I going to go through with all this? I mean, there were hardly, I think, 2-3 months left for NEET, and this was one of the most critical stages, and that I had to be there for it. So what my mom did was she called up Aakash and the institute, and then she asked them if I could answer from Bombay. Okay. And that was arranged as well. And then all my teachers in Goa, they felt very good and they felt calm that okay, she was answering. So this much, they cared this much that they were actually worried about whether I'd be able to answer some of the tests or not. Because I was there only for around 2 weeks. So in hindsight, it's not that big of a duration, but they were that worried, and it's very touching that your teachers care so much about what you're doing and where you're going to reach.
Wow. So that's actually, a very great thing. जब आपके पास right kind of teachers, faculties, mentors होते हैं, तो आपके goal का कहीं ना कहीं आपको vision दिख जाता है. You can actually see it very clearly. And if you also want to have that similar emotion जो अभी अनुष्का ने बताया कि उनकी faculty ने कैसे उनकी help की, then you know the right platform, which is aakash.ac.in.